a small, grimy London street at the dawn of the 20th century. The world is on the brink of change, and in a poor neighborhood, a boy named Charles Spencer Chaplin is born on April 16, 1889. His life, though, will take him to places and heights no one could have predicted. The son of two music hall performers, Charlie's early years were steeped in hardship. His father, a singer, was absent for much of his life, and his mother, who struggled with mental illness, was unable to care for him. By the age of 7, Charlie found himself living in a workhouse, and at times, he was sent to beg on the streets. Life was cruel and unforgiving, but it was here, in the heart of poverty, that Charlie began to discover his gift for performance. At just 9 years old, he was already taking the stage, performing in a children's act. His natural comic talent shone through, and he quickly gained attention. But the road to stardom would not be easy. Despite the challenges of his childhood, Charlie never lost his passion for entertaining, and by his teenage years, he was working steadily in London's vaudeville theatres.
In 1913, at the age of 24, Charlie made a fateful journey to America to join the Fred Karno troupe. It was there, while touring in New York, that his big break came.
A chance encounter with Mack Sennett, the famous producer behind the Keystone Film Company, led to Chaplin's first appearance in a film, a silent short titled Making a Living. But it was not until his second film, Kid Auto Races at Venice 1914, that he introduced the world to a character who would forever change the course of cinema, the Tramp. The Tramp was a hobo with a bowler hat, a toothbrush mustache, and ill-fitting clothes that spoke of his vulnerability, humor, and resilience. With his delicate dance between comedy and pathos, Chaplin's Tramp became the embodiment of every man, struggling but dignified, poor but full of heart. In the coming years, Chaplin's rise in Hollywood was meteoric. He became not just a comic genius, but a filmmaker of unparalleled vision. In the silent film era, he not only starred in his films but wrote, directed, produced, and composed the music for them. Films like The Kid 1921, The Gold Rush 1925, City Lights 1931, and Modern Times 1936 became classics of cinema, each one a unique blend of humor, social commentary, and profound emotional depth. Yet, Chaplin's success was not without its controversies. Though adored by millions around the world, his politics often placed him at odds with the American establishment. As the 1930s gave way to World War II, Chaplin became increasingly outspoken on issues like fascism, injustice, and inequality. His 1940 film The Great Dictator, a satire of Adolf Hitler, was both a daring and controversial move. Chaplin took on the dual roles of a Jewish barber and the dictator of a fascist regime, delivering a speech that, even now, resonates with its call for unity, compassion, and peace. His passport was revoked, and he was essentially exiled from the United States. He settled in Switzerland with his fourth wife, Ina O'Neill, and their children, but his career was never the same. Even in exile, Chaplin's creativity never faltered. He continued to make films, most notably Limelight 1952, which reflected his own feelings of disillusionment and nostalgia for the golden age of silent cinema. Over the years, Chaplin's influence on the world of film grew immeasurably. His pioneering techniques, his ability to mix humor with heartache, his way of using physical comedy to explore deep, universal truths, all these made him a titan of cinema. And though he never fully embraced the rise of talkies, Chaplin's ability to communicate through the language of gestures, expressions, and movements remains unmatched. Chaplin's later years were marked by reflection, but his impact on the world was eternal. In 1972, at the age of 83, he was awarded an honorary Academy Award in recognition of his unparalleled contributions to film. He was met with a standing ovation from the Hollywood elite, many of whom had once rejected him. When Charlie Chaplin passed away on December 25, 1977, at the age of 88, the world mourned the loss of one of its greatest artists. His legacy, however, endures. The Tramp's timeless face, his iconic walk, and his unique ability to make us laugh while also making us think have ensured that Charlie Chaplin will never be forgotten. In the end, Charlie Chaplin was not just a man of comedy. He was a poet, a visionary, and a humanist. He was someone who used humor as a tool to bring us closer to the truths of our shared humanity. From the streets of London to the silver screen, Charlie Chaplin's journey was one of resilience, creativity, and love, a legacy that will live on for generations.